I was sitting there. I was like, wait, no way. No way. Right? No way.
That has to, slap her in the face. Like, get the fuck up. We're still doing this.
I didn't know if you like knew something we didn't. And you were like holding sacred knowledge or something.
No.
And I also kind of felt bad of like, I want to see more shit happen, but this dude is just going through it right now. Like he's fucked up. So
can we talk about how shitty that fucking test that they had to take was?
Just like in the background taking photos like a weirdo the entire freaking time.
Hey, beautiful people. David got clipped in the beginning, but whatever. Welcome to episode 37 of the Unboxing Light podcast. This is our fourth anime box, question mark?
Not something like that. Review though.
We will be reviewing the immaculate show Cells at Work today. And in celebration of that, we have named ourselves so
that we have.
Yes.
If you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see our different names. So I am Killer T-Cell Kun. I'll be one of your hosts for today. I'm also joined by Neutrophil Amo.
What's up, everybody? It's Neutrophil Amo. I'm ready to kill all the bacterias.
I'm also joined by C. Basophil Lays.
Was good. I can't exactly speak in only prophecy and SAT words like he does in the show, but I'm gonna try my best.
He's not all doom and gloom today.
No.
Yeah.
And I'm not certainly not least also joined by Mr. Daddy Dendrite.
Hey, I feel very connected to you all.
Oh,
hey, making calls.
That's some big brain plays.
And
what is going on?
Like Voltron for this, so
heck yeah!
Without further ado,
get ready. Spoilers ahead after tradition.
Spoilers ahead, yes. If you have not watched Cells at Work, please go ahead and do that. It's pretty short. It's like 13 episodes, and then come back.
Something like that.
Come back and join us.
All right. Traditions.
Let's get Cam. Cam, let's get you first.
All right.
Let's get your fun fact of the day.
You knew the fun fact was gonna be human body related, medical
for sure.
The show we're watching.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to figure out something to come up with that isn't covered in the show because they just fire off so many.
They do a lot.
They fire off so many body facts and different cell names, and they use the scientific names like handing out M&Ms. So it's kind of crazy.
Staphylococcus.
Yeah.
I got it's a two-parter kind of. So
okay.
I'm gonna ask you guys to guess what you believe, and Alex, I think at least should know this. What the largest human organ is?
I know.
I do know.
Is it the small intestine?
The largest organ, yeah.
So that's your guess?
That's my guess, yeah.
What was your guess? Sorry, my headset cut out for a second.
The small intestine.
Small intestine is the largest organ. All right, David.
The skin.
Alex.
It's the liver.
The skin is correct.
Mother trucker.
I guess an organ is a.
The skin counts as one organ, medically speaking. So
yeah, I never think that. That's cool.
Yeah. Based on size, the skin is the largest organ, and adults have an average of about 8 pounds of skin across their body.
Ugh.
Which is
we are what we would call a blood bag.
Yeah,
it's really
that's
disgusting.
so gross.
And so
I can't even mess with all this personal space. I just get that skin out in my personal space.
That's a Rick and Morty reference, I believe. Yeah,
that
was a good one. That was a pretty good one. So the part two of that is that blood gotta have a red blood cell fact in here. Circulates at an average of 3 to 4 miles per hour, which means that it returns to the heart only about a minute after exiting and making its trip through the body.
Dang!
So every minute, our little friend, the red blood cell, is making a trip to one extent of the body from the heart and then circling all the way back to the heart to pick up some more shit. So.
What's her name? 3803?
Oh, I don't remember.
3803?
I don't remember.
She was not making that pace. I'll tell you that.
Was like 11 something. I remember, but
I'll tell you that. But she was not making that pace.
She was not.
She was lucky to get one full circulation per day. Let alone a million. So
that's me. That's all I got for body facts
dope.
today.
That's dope. Right. Yeah, cool. We learned it today, boys.
let's get our joke in. What about you, Amo?
All
What's
right,
your
yeah.
fill?
Well, it's some story time here.
Cool.
I recall a time when I was taking anatomy.
Mm.
We were getting
Fair enough.
to the skeletal system. I
Okay.
remember the professor. He wanted us to know everything there is to know about the skeletal system. Everything, a lot of stuff, everything. And it was too much information. It was overload. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of upset. Like, why do we have to know all this information? And then the test was a week later. So I'm like, that's too much to know in a week. So I went to his office hours. I guess you could say I had a bone to pick with him.
I knew it was going there. I knew it was. Yes,
Nice,
dude.
nice.
I got a bone to pick with you.
I love
That's-
the properly themed jokes. They're excellent.
Yeah, no, that was
Yeah.
dank.
That's
Yeah,
great.
I
That was
wish
super dank.
people still said I have a bone to pick with you when they were like actually super mad. Like,
That's facts.
listen here, I got a bone to pick with you, and they like beat you up. Like,
Oh
oh
my God.
frick, dude.
I will say that phrase and
I got a bone
I have
to
an
pick.
axe. I have an axe to grind. That one always hit me hard. I don't know why.
Yeah,
It's like no one
yeah.
says it, but it's just like you got an axe to grind. Like
Sounds.
I
Yeah,
think that a lot of those sayings too, like, come from like largely fucked up etymology. Like, I couldn't tell you the one for that one, but like, there's just random sayings like that come from, you know, like tradition, like public executions and stuff like that. Like that's like where
Oh,
that can
yeah.
come from technically. So it's like
good God.
it's crazy shit.
True.
I'm not saying
Well,
that
I'm gonna-
one specifically, but I know I've heard some beginnings to sayings that were interesting. So yeah, anyway,
yeah.
good joke.
Well, in the vein of Alex's fantastic joke, I'll give you my really short quote of the week, and it's "Die, you filthy germ."
Wow.
So
Yes.
whenever David has a bone to pick, he's just gonna say "Die, you filthy germ."
Yeah,
Okay.
that one goes out
Nice
to,
one, yeah.
to our immune systems protecting us day in day out.
Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to WBC.
Appreciate you, WBC. So much drama in the WBC.
Hey,
All right, guys.
give us
My
your song
track of the week is
Happy
going.
birthday.
I figured I'd theme it after, you know, the human body, blood, cells. Raining Blood by Slayer.
Oh
Snap.
Yeah. Have you heard this
Goddamn.
song, Trevor?
Of course,
Okay, I figured.
yeah,
Yeah, it
one
has
of the
like
most iconic breakdowns of all time.
I'll just and one of the most iconic riffs that.
Yeah. And then it just
Yeah.
goes into I've seen it
Yeah.
live. I got to see them live.
Oh wow!
It's dope
I
as
should
fuck.
have never questioned it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Good song.
that's freaking awesome. Yeah, I love the song, but you know, it's about blood, and I was trying to come up with songs like songs about the human body, and then this works. I think
If we
definitely.
were to,
That song kicks ass.
Yeah, no,
if we were to
There's a lot of songs referencing bodily harm. that-
Yes, especially in the metal realm.
does exist,
yes,
yeah.
yeah. It's a little bit of a tonal shift from the show, but it might fit right in. I don't know.
It's
Uh,
absolutely a
Like-
tonal shift from the show.
Yeah,
well,
No,
It's
you
kind of
could
intense
probably
sometimes.
slap that on. Yeah, you could
Yeah.
slap that onto the back whenever you slashing him with his knife.
white blood cell. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
could absolutely do that.
and
Mhm.
an alternative track of the week too could be or track of the episode could be "Staying Alive," but I forget who that's by. But that's
The
the
Bee Gees.
I think
The
so.
Bee Gees, I think.
I think it's
yeah.
the Bee Gees. That's the
Yeah.
the BPM of that song is the pace at which you're supposed to perform CPR, so you can
Yep.
like
yeah.
staying alive.
That's
that
right.
and another one bites the
Mhm.
dust. I think is another
Yeah, I
good
think
one
that's
for that, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
remember
right.
that in my high school STEM class I used to take.
And with that, we've completed.
So we're gonna
traditions.
perform CPR in this episode and bring it to life.
Yes,
All right,
yes,
guys.
sir.
Yay.
Even though
All
you
right,
mixed
so-
the T-cell.
I want to give a
Trevor?
brief introduction because
Yeah.
this is my first like full recommendation for us to watch like a show on the podcast, and I was a
Mhm.
little filled with nerves because I didn't want to give you guys mid for my first recommendation.
Filled with nerves.
Yeah, I was filled with nerves. Yeah, but I just want to know like how did you guys feel about it? Like, did you guys
Mhm.
enjoy it or
Yeah.
yeah?
It was fun. I'll start out.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a fun little show. Yeah. I mean, obviously, we're gonna get to like deeper into it, but I mean, first impressions. Obviously, there's no real long plot line or anything. It's just the two
No.
characters mainly, and then a few recurring ones, obviously. But then they're all like
pseudo
clones.
love story.
They're all clones of each other. So yeah. No, it was fun. It's a fun little
Mhm.
13 episode ride.
Yeah.
Episodic in nature, but still
Very.
carries
Yeah.
the
Very.
same personalities.
Yeah, it was definitely had higher points, but then the average of it was good. I was enjoying myself. Except, I mean, what I talked about, we were talking about before the podcast, that we had an issue with audio desyncing. Those are probably the only episodes I didn't enjoy, just because I feel like
It
they
took it
weren't.
away. It took away your focus from the rest of the episode.
I felt like they weren't the biggest ones anyway, I guess. So it was kind of like that's where it lulled for me. But yeah,
I think one of the ones that desynced was the one where she was trying to circulate on her own, right?
Oh yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, that's right.
That was my favorite episode. But
oh, fair enough. Yeah, I forgot that one was desynced. Yeah,
That's such a weird issue.
I don't think I had that problem. So
Yeah.
I didn't know. I mean, I noticed it clipping a couple times, but only like sentences, not like episodes. So I don't know.
Yeah, the entire episode, like I would have to like, I was resetting my TV and like resetting my router just to see if it was my problem, and it was recurring. So
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it's just our accounts that are fucked up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a weird bug.
Oh well.
Netflix fix your shit.
I
Honestly.
guess so. But yeah. Either way.
Mhm.
So
How'd you feel about it, Alex?
Oh, I thought it was dope. I enjoyed hearing like all the facts and stuff that I knew, but they refreshed me on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
funny.
it was cool to see how they incorporated different aspects of the body and of the cells and how they interact. And it was cool to see. I do have there's some stuff that doesn't quite make sense, but we'll get into that. So.
Okay.
This was like
the metaphor falls apart sometimes, yeah. But it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They tried for the most part. This was
allegory,
like
I guess.
This is the way that I wanted to learn like middle school science, like these kinds of cool things. Like take all the gore out and make it safe for kids. But it's such a dope show because they like.
It's not even that gory, yeah.
I mean, no, it was
blood.
rated PG. I was like kind of surprised because I was like, I mean, like
there's a lot of blood.
The joke is that like there's a lot of blood because they're blood cells, right? So it's like blood, haha. But also like in terms of like how like they just like
he literally
dudes
decapitates them.
They just like explode. They just like, there's so much spray. There's one point where there's one point where they're like, oh no, blood splatter. Like they literally like say it out loud. It's like and obviously then the white blood cell is always like stark white like paper, and so the contrast is that character design was good. But then he's just always fucking blood stained and blood covered, and it was like,
and they just like they wash each other off.
Yeah.
They wash each other off. It's the funniest shit ever.
Yeah,
because he just got this pristine white outfit, and then he just stabs one person, and he's covered in blood.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
that is an interesting character design, though. Why do you think they made him all white and no other character is like the same color?
I think it was just what Cameron said, was to like dramatize it and just show how much they do, like in terms of fighting, just to kind of emphasize how dirty things get in the body.
Yeah, it was like it made sense, and then as soon as it was a blood spray, he was just like half red, half white. It looked pretty cool. Like, all right, I'm down. And you get the part where she's showing around the new student, and it's like, hey, white blood cell. And he's like literally like stabbing the and like he's like biting him and stuff.
I was gonna bring that up. That's one of the funniest moments in the show is when she's like, oh, this is my friend White Blood Cell. She's like the newly minted senpai basically, and she's like, this is my friend White Blood Cell. He's so gentle and kind. Yeah, he's like he's so gentle and kind, like and the Kohai, the girl she's showing around, is like, I thought, aren't all white blood cells just like mindless brutes? And he just like turns around, he's like, oh hey, red blood cell, how you doing? And he's like super nice, and then it like is still, and it like creeps up on him, and he's like, you're still alive, and he just like stabs at it again, and it's like, holy fucking shit, dude.
Yeah,
that was one of the funniest moments in the show. That was actually like laugh out loud for me.
No, for sure.
That contrast, that was really good.
Because I agree with Trevor. It's a dope way, like, man, especially if I was younger, just learning about everything. And like, I'd heard of some of the facts before, but I mean, I still learn from it. I'm not Alex where I'm like pre-med or anything. So that was dope. That was one of my favorite aspects, because if you're gonna, especially with an episodic show, it's like each episode you can learn something new about the body, and just like how they represented it was always interesting to see. And
and they can just like, that's the beauty. Yeah, that's the beauty of the show is that they
Viruses.
I don't know what they're doing for season 2 but because it's like currently airing right now, but they could literally do so much.
Yeah.
Like they could do sunburns, they could do fucking
yeah.
Alzheimer's, all kinds of shit,
Oh,
literally
man.
all kinds of shit. Like
I was
Yeah.
I was wondering are they gonna do cancer? And then the cancer episode was like one of the most intense ones in the fucking entire show. But I wanted to, Alex, were you saying that there's like some sort? Were you leading into there being like some sort of scientific reason that white blood cell was designed differently than the other ones? Or were you just talking about it? Okay, I didn't know if you like knew something we didn't. And you were like holding sacred knowledge or something.
No,
no,
that was one thing I was thinking. Like, he's all white. Why is she all red, or why isn't he all?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He had the red hair.
Fine
but
choice.
she's so cute.
Yeah, no,
man.
I
She's
love her, man.
adorable.
I love that she's like
Dude.
the
Yeah.
red blood cell too. Like she's got the red hair and everything too.
Yeah.
Even though like a lot of the other ones don't.
Yeah.
Her hats are actually red blood cells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, she was cute. The freaking platelets.
Dude,
so
the
cute.
platelets.
Platelets were insane.
Oh my
I
god.
love the
Platelets were so
The
adorable.
platelets are so goddamn
Yeah.
adorable, and the intro you get to them too is so fucking perfect when they're doing construction, like the little like kindergarten age, like freaking adorable.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And
this
then
lane
little-
is closed.
And their voice so
They're
cute too. Their
oversized.
voice so
They're
adorable.
oversized.
Their
shirts.
oversized boots and short.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and both like her and the white blood cell are just so cute. Just,
Yeah.
like, while they're doing their jobs.
I love that
We were talking about the
constantly
outro.
reappear.
We were
Mhm.
talking about the outro with her just like pushing the little platelet on the cart. She's just going through the
So
different
wholesome.
organs.
Wholesome show, yeah.
It's super wholesome.
Yeah.
But my girl, Red Blood Cell, that voice actor is getting so busy, brother. Like,
Who?
Hey,
so she plays the Red Blood Cell. I don't know what her name
Okay.
is, but she plays Makoto
Major-
Nijima on Persona 5, and I've heard her on at least like 80% of the shows that I've watched in dub.
You know what
Tommy
she
Lee.
is as well as Asuna from SAO. I recognized her
Oh.
fucking instantly, and it was
Yeah.
it's like,
Wow.
and then if we're talking about voice acting, we can loop back to just the red blood cell, but the white blood cell in English, obviously we were just talking about English, is Naofumi, who's the protagonist of The Rising of Shield Hero, which is one of the only shows I've ever seen that after season 1 ended immediately because of how popular it was and the studio got funding, got a confirmed season 2 and 3 instantly after season 1 ended.
Jeez.
So
Dang.
that's a big one right now. So he's doing both. And then the most important voice acting performance is from the flashback episode when they're like kids when they technically meet for the first time. Do you want to say it?
Please.
Do you want to say it?
Please say it's Gon, right?
Young white blood cell is fucking Gon from Hunter x
Yes,
Hunter, dude. It was
dude.
like I was sitting there. I was like, wait, no way. No
I
way!
knew I read-
No way! It's Gon! It's fucking Gon! I was like so
Where did I
hyped. I was like
recognize
so
that
sad.
voice?
There was only like the one scene of him, and it was
I
so
know.
good. That's actually a female voice actress, I think.
I know. I feel like
Jones English voice too. It's so funny that you're like freaking out about it.
No, because Gon was
While
one of
we're
my
on
favorite
the-
voice acting performances from Hunter x Hunter, and that's what I was like depressed about when I had to switch when I could no longer get when the dub ended on Netflix, right? And so I then started watching it in Japanese, and then it was just like I don't mean to insult the Japanese voice actor for Gon, but it was like not nearly as iconic in my opinion.
I agree.
So yeah, no, I mean, I was like,
While
and
we're
he
on the
was and he
topic
was
of
saying
Hunter.
like such Gon shit about like I'm gonna do my best and like all this stuff, and it was like literally just channeling Gon. It was so great. So
Yeah.
I feel like, did you all notice? But the super buff woman, I forget what
NK
cell she
cell.
was.
Oh, NK.
NK
Oh yeah,
cell.
yeah.
She was dressed as the dude from Hunter x Hunter, was she not?
Oh, kind of. I mean, I think he wears a white T-shirt, not a black one, but he has like
I
the
could have
green.
sworn it was a black T-shirt.
Are you
Okay.
talking about?
Wait,
Gon?
what?
Yeah, I don't know who I'm talking about. I don't know. I haven't seen the show yet, but
Uh,
I seen like
I think
I've seen
she's
the
got
art. for
the
it.
green shorts on. I think that's what you're referencing.
Yeah.
Oh
what I was-
yeah. I
that's
could
what
see
was
that.
thinking it was.
That's funny. Dang. That is funny. Yeah.
But the main voice actress, her name is Shirami Lee, and she did
Okay.
literally everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
She,
talking about Makoto? The
Yeah,
chick that we're talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
She's in freaking Steins Gate. She's in
Oh,
Tower
yeah.
of God. Yeah, we've seen.
oh wow.
She
Yeah, I saw her in
the most
Targa,
recent
too.
thing she's in is
Is she the
she's
lizard
a
princess
female-
in Targa?
I don't
I
know,
think
Yeah,
that's
that sounds
I think
about
that's the
right.
character
Yeah.
she plays. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
but her most recent project or work, she's the female V, the female main character in Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy. I didn't expect that.
Oh,
So she's
if you pick a female,
Yeah.
she's V.
Yeah.
Dang.
I'm picking
Yeah.
a female.
work. This is why it's like so difficult.
I am picking
to
a
get...
female when I play Cyberpunk.
Oh, there you go. This is why it's so insanely difficult to get into the voice acting game, is because of how talented these people are, and that they just like can take on so
They're
many
just
roles.
secured. They just secure
Yeah.
contracts for every show imaginable
Like
right now
every-
because they're just so hot.
Every legendary voice actor, you go to their freaking Wikipedia and they have like 30, 40, 50 entries. It's like they've just been in
Yeah,
everything.
it was a lot.
I've been watching Naruto on the side with a couple buddies just to visit the classic, and
Mhm.
Steve Bloom plays the first two main villains. It's the same dude, and it's
Oh my
completely
God.
different
That's
roles.
fucking,
It's like, bruh.
Wait, who does he play?
Tank Dempsey.
He plays?
He plays
yeah,
Zabuza and
he
who?
plays Zabuza and Orochimaru, which are completely different voices. Yeah, it's insane.
Dude, he doesn't sound.
I know. It's
What?
nutty.
He
That man
has
is
he has
talented as
his
frick.
yeah he has his like one like super on brand voice, but then he can do others too, which is super cool.
Steve Bloom. Isn't that the
Yeah.
guy that played Spike?
Spike.
Yeah,
Yep.
Spike and Tank Dempsey. Yeah,
Fuck me, man.
Nutty as frick, my guy.
Oh, that's-
Yeah.
Yeah,
crazy.
Naruto's dub is the best dub of all time. Like,
It's
no
great.
question for
It's up
me.
there.
this is not the first time you said that on the podcast, and it will not be the
Dude.
last.
It's not. It's so good, man.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
But anyways,
I think in the same vein of the voice actors and actresses is I love when an intro has the characters from the show singing it. So that was
Yeah.
that was great with the red blood cell and white blood cell singing the intro together and
Yeah.
exchanging. It was really fun.
And yeah, it was like it makes it almost seem like there's like the little romantic aspect they had of 3.2 trillion cells or whatever. But
think it's
I
like
hope we'll meet again.
37.3, I think.
37
Oh,
trillion, yeah.
Yeah, that's
lot.
freaking. That was hilarious how they just
And
kept
we
meeting
early
like
too.
they
every.
kept meeting it. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like-
That's,
That's one of my favorite
one of the
That's what I
things.
definitely wanted to talk about. It's
Yeah.
like, dude,
Yeah.
they meet every episode without
Yeah.
question.
And like the first one, he's like, "No, we probably won't meet again." Like, there's so many. freaking
Yeah.
shows.
And they meet as kids too, and they're just like, okay,
Yeah.
we're going our separate ways.
Yeah.
And they're just,
Just destined
know?
to be
And then
together.
she
Which
doesn't.
leads me to believe. Which leads me to believe there's an episode where he's following her to make sure she's all good. So how many
you think he's
times
just
does
stalking?
he actually follow her?
yeah, you think he's just
That's what I
talking.
want to know.
Yeah, true.
Because based
But
off the
she's
map,
so
it's
clueless,
improbable
like,
that
she-
they run together every time.
She's so clueless that she would probably believe that it's dumb luck every time they
Yeah.
meet.
That was one of the insane thing about the voice acting performance is like I know her as Asuna, right? And Asuna is so far from like a ditzy helpless character. Like she's such a badass the entire show. So it's like and that's like the point of her is that like she's not just some fragile girl. And so that's how she voices that entire character. And so it's like the complete fucking opposite for the red blood cell, who's like always getting lost and she's just ditzy as fuck and confused, but like always happy regardless. And I love especially when she's just like on her route and she's like playing with the platelets and stuff and just gets like so easily distracted. So yeah, anyway, that's
And
all-
she's got the
that's
map
all I
and
can
she's
say.
like holding it upside down and
Yeah.
shit, like super turned backwards. It's like,
Yeah.
she is helpless. But
Yeah, that was funny
she's-
when they show the Red Blood Cell Academy and it's like your first lesson is to memorize this map and it's just the fucking entire circulatory system.
yeah, and they give them like a little playground to run around in, and she just starts crying because she's so overwhelmed.
Yeah, she falls. She gets dizzy and falls over from being so lost. Is like the little kid like points at her and is like, "Miss Macrophage, that one fell over." Yeah, so it was playful. I mean, it got kind of like insanely cheesy to me at times. Is like how ditzy she was, but you know, it didn't get too overly tired, and then they would refresh it with a new scenario, so it was fine.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah, it was.
One thing they have to kind of play around. The average lifespan of a red blood cell is like 120 days.
Yeah.
I was wondering
Oh
about
shit.
that. Yeah.
Well, to be
So-
fair, they probably only like went through like unless he's like super sickly, like 13
Bro.
days. He just has
He
a
might
different-
be.
He has a
I was
different
gonna
thing.
say, dude, this human
He
is
gets
going
cancer.
through
He has
it, dude.
a head trauma. He's got
Yeah.
the
He's
flu.
going through
Heat stroke.
it. He
Heat
starts,
stroke.
He starts with the fucking flu, and then they just like ramp up fucking food poisoning, like several
Yep.
different bacterial infections, cancer, and then like heat stroke. But
Allergies.
yeah, so like this man is just a disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah,
like, man
I was
or
thinking
woman,
that.
who knows. But
Was I the
just-
only one that was like looking forward to them showing the human?
Yeah,
I was thinking. I was wondering if they would do it. I
So
feel
I
like
don't know if
That's what I was hoping for. That's what one of the things I was gonna say the show could benefit from. They could do something similar to Inside Out, where you see things
Yeah.
happening on the human side, like, oh no, he's gonna blow, and then he just sneezes or something.
probably got
The
And
that,
sneeze
yeah.
rockets
or
were
they
brilliant.
could the sneeze rockets were great.
Yeah.
But they could they could do like an Osmosis Jones. Like they obviously don't bite off it, but like, you know, that whole not even live action because it would be anime the whole time, but showing like maybe a slice of life for half the show and then showing like the insides and they're trying to cope with what he's doing.
It'd also be just like the most disaster prone freaking sick person ever, like you guys are saying, like freaking his cancer that falls over and has hemorrhagic shock and has to go to the hospital.
Like literally
bruh.
like suffers a fatal wound and needs a blood transfusion to live. No, but that's what I was gonna say in terms of showing the outside world, like especially when the heat stroke episode, when you're like, okay, so the only way this person lives is through like medical intervention, so we're gonna see something, you know, from the humans at some point. And it was hilarious the way they did it, where the IV drip just like comes down.
It just
from the
comes out like a
heavens,
fucking water slide.
just like
Yeah.
from the heavens, like, and they're like from the perspective of the cells is like, God has come to save us, and the fucking the one guy who like runs the sweat glands like abandons all hope and starts doing a rain dance, and he's like, I've saved us, because he thinks the rain dance worked. And it's the show does a lot of clever stuff and has a lot of funny conceptual moments like that.
There's the medication. He comes into the
The
cell.
steroid.
What is this guy?
The
He just-
fucking Terminator steroid, bro.
Steroid just starts wiping suckers out. Oh my god, yeah. Which is funny because also in Osmosis Jones, I figured they would do a similar thing where it's like Drix is like a partner. He partners with the white blood cells, but it just opens up and just starts firing. Like, bruh, steroid just going crazy.
So funny. Yeah, it's like, and then the narrator comes in like with her nice, cool, calm, collected voice, and she's like, misuse of steroids can wreak havoc on the body, and it's just like, like the entire time. It's so fucking funny, and then it only stops when it's out of ammo. It's like it ran out of active ingredient or whatever the fuck they say. So that was fun. That was definitely hilarious.
I think one of my favorite moments of it was at the very end when he gets the blood transfusion after the head trauma, and that you can tell that they're new and that they're from a completely different body because they have different accents. Like it was so fucking ingenious. I love that so much.
That was great.
We're just going about our day, and then we got sucked up in this.
And then we got sucked up, and now we're here. But we're gonna do our job, you know.
You're like put in a big freezer and then kept putting. Yeah, that made me so glad I watched the English because I probably wouldn't have caught if they did the accent different. Like, Japanese, like. I was like, but
it sounded like they came from the Midwest.
I was instantly grinning. Yeah,
oftentimes when they do like the country bumpkin accent or whatever you want to call it, like they'll like abbreviate stuff in the subtitles. So it's like, to polish what I was talking about. Like, even though the Japanese sounds no different because we have no concept of accents in a completely separate language.
True. Yeah.
Like I can barely tell Spanish accents apart, and so I'm not gonna stand a chance at fucking Japanese. So when they'll like subtitle it with like abbreviations and stuff like that. I think Fat Gum from My Hero talks like that sometimes.
Wow.
I think they subtitle him like with abbreviations. Anyway. So it was a great concept of differentiating them, and they have like slightly different uniforms too. It was pretty brilliant at the end.
Can we talk about I just fucking forgot it. God damn it.
Can we? I don't know.
We can't. But was I the only one that felt a little bad about the cancer cell? Like
he
just kind of pleads. He pleads for his life. Like, yo, I just want to be like you guys. I just want to live. But like, you obviously know that he's going to destroy the body, and he's going to die along with it. So it's like there's no reason for him to live. But at the same time, it's like, bro, I feel bad for you because you were literally born to destroy, but he doesn't know that.
Yeah. So it was.
They make it deep.
It was freaking crazy because it was just like a red blood cell being ditzy and the white blood cell saving the day, and like episode by episode, and then they do the cancer episode, right? So like this is one of the most intense diseases the body can carry, And so they do that whole thing with him being like made in a lab, and like his brother gets like executed in front of him, and like his whole sad like sob story backstory, and he's like, why do I have to die but you get to live? And I was like, did they just make Cancer a sympathetic villain?
Right.
I was like, do I see Cancer's perspective right now? Like, what is happening in this show? Like, because it was such a tone flip. It was like, oh, this is like very serious and dramatic now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I will say the English voice actor, it took me a minute to recognize him, but he is Eren Yeager in Attack on Titan.
Ooh, I watched that in Japanese.
I watched that in Japanese.
Yeah, I'm watching it in sub right now too.
Oh, what the freak!
I started.
I mean, it's a war anime. You kind of gotta watch it in Japanese, in my opinion.
Wow.
It's so intense. I fucking love the Japanese language for intense moments, dude. I love it.
I hear it's crazy. Yeah.
The Cancer episode was interesting because the cancer was interesting to me because like cancer can exist in your body and you don't know it, but if it's like a little bit, if it's a little amount, you won't ever know it's there because there's cells that'll take care of it if it's manageable.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what the cells were able to manage it on their own kind of thing.
Yeah, it wasn't like he had like the disease of cancer as we think of it. Like he was about to try to metastasize, but he didn't get anywhere. Like then he got stopped.
Which I always thought it always made me hungry every time they called nutrients in, and it was just like fucking foot long public subs.
Look so good. Those sandwiches look fucking phenomenal. I want a fucking nutrient sandwich, bro. That shit looks good. God damn. The picnic baskets, they're all carrying it. But then they that was the cancer episode too, where they're like, that's how cancer kills you, right? Is it demands so much energy that it like just drains the rest of your body's functions.
Just drains you, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like
it redirects energy.
I don't know what's going on, but we got this huge shipment and they're just a fucking parade of like tons and tons and tons of nutrients like sending themselves to the cancer. It's like the way they did that allegory like a lot of the time was super cool to watch.
It is cool because the red blood cells are super basic cells and they don't have much going on other than take the oxygen and deliver it. So all the red blood cells kind of have this mindset. We're just doing what we're told. We have the ability to question
just another
why the parade of nutrients.
Yeah, she was like, "This is kind of weird, but we got to go back."
To be fair, they were questioning it a little bit. Like
they were
just like, "Wow, there's so
yeah."
They were just like, "Wow, this is a lot of nutrients over here. We don't usually do this."
Yeah. That was great. That was definitely one of my favorites episodes. It took a lot of chutzpah, as they say, to freaking. It took a lot of chutzpah to make cancer sympathetic, but it was deep. Yeah, it was interesting. It was a great like.
If you think about it,
stepping on David, man.
No, go ahead, Alex.
I'm saying if you think about it, cancer cells are just mutational cells, so they are our cells that keep on multiplying. They're not a foreign bacteria. They're not like that. So they technically are you, and it's deep when you think about it. Like it is your cells that are doing it to itself.
Yeah, because of the context of the show and because how like insanely dramatic and drawn out they were making it, I laughed a little bit when he was like giving his death speech. I was like, is this Assassin's Creed? Like, is this like
come on?
Like he's on death's door, like getting all his last words out, like monologuing. I was like, this is a bit much.
He did say that he swore revenge, so he may come back up in season 2. Who knows?
Oh, did he? Well, who knows?
Yeah.
But he looked dope as shit. Like he looked like the guy from Prototype with the whole scythe on his arm, and
it was great character design. It was like a dangerous mutant, which makes sense. Yeah.
I don't know if y'all played the Prototype games, but he looked just like that.
Oh yeah.
I think one of the things I loved the most about the show was the character design, as we already talked about with the white blood cell. But like every cell kind of having their own unique design, and then like when cells become different cells, the way they mature is fun. Like when the naive T cell goes and becomes like big, but he's still got the naive cap on. But he comes out of the wall and they draw him like a freaking JoJo character. And it's like he's like, I'm here to save the day now. It's like
he's got that spike of hair. Yeah. He's got all my hair.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
It's like what?
But then like the like when the whole thing was like when this type of cell leaves the blood vessel, it becomes a macrophage, and so it's just like they unzip the hazmat suit, and it's just like the nannies. Like,
was it a monocyte, Alex? What was that? When they dressed up as They dressed up as hazmat suits, but it was just macrophages.
Yeah.
But they transform when they're in the bloodstream.
Oh.
Monocyte sounds right, but I couldn't fucking tell you.
Yeah,
But yeah, I love the macrophage character to death. How they were all like, like I love that type of anime, like, you know, like superior. Like it's rarely the protagonist, but that kind of character shows up a lot of time in like shonen or action anime, where it's like the super happy-go-lucky like mom character that just has a fucking massive machete that just like gleefully slaughters people without effort. It's so funny to watch.
Promise Neverland.
I mean, kinda.
Way, yeah.
We're gonna chill at that. But,
we're gonna chill.
I think one thing I will never forget from anatomy class is the acronym or mnemonic: never let monkeys eat bananas.
Nice.
And what it stands for is it's the order of the white blood cells in most prevalent to least prevalent. So neutrophils, lymphocytes. Oh, I don't know. Lymphocytes. Neutrophils, lymphocytes, monocytes, monkeys, eosinophils, and basophils. Never let monkeys eat bananas.
Okay, that's a good.
5 types of white blood cells.
Never let monkeys eat bananas. That's good.
Yeah, and they were called like in terms of priority. So like neutrophils were always the first on the scene, and then you would have like the macrophages that would show like they described it pretty nice when they were like, this one is fashionably late, and then this one is always late to the party, but he's there to save the day. He's there to bail you out if you need it.
Yeah.
They always stay like within allegory in that way when they're explaining it still. So that's fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
The chick with the pink uniform. What was her cell name?
Eosinophil.
Eosinophil. Yeah. She fucking handled that stomach virus. I'll tell you that much.
She didn't have the confidence. She needs the confidence.
Dude, she was getting shit on, man. They hated her. It reminded me a lot of Harry Potter, where like they would just swap, like they would support her 100%, and then they would just like completely defame her name.
Oh yeah.
That was. I felt bad for her, honestly.
Yeah.
There's bullying going on inside my body.
All these ignorant ass cells not realizing that that's not her job. Yeah. She's got a specialized job. She comes to save the day when you need it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As a damn trident.
Yeah. Their weapons were like the fact that they were, varied and whatever, and the white blood cells just have like the simple dagger.
The dagger. I wish homie had like a machete.
Yeah.
You could have done so much more work with a machete.
The NK cell has like a short katana, I think.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Dope. But yeah, what the fuck was I gonna say? I liked, but talking about like staying in allegory with the eosinophil, when he's like, oh hey eosinophil, and the red blood cell's like, oh you guys know each other, and it's like, yeah, we grew up in the same bone marrow. I was like, grew up in the same bone marrow. I get it. That's funny. That's a science joke. That's good.
Yeah, it was cool how they were
every joke is a science joke in the show if it's not just slapstick violence. But yeah.
Yeah, that was dope. And then
I know. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, sorry.
I was gonna say, I know we talked about how we would have liked to see like the actual person, and one of the lyrics is, even though we don't know who you are, we're like inside you working hard, something like that.
Oh yeah.
It would be funny if they did show the human, and like all the cells kind of saw the human, and like in the plaza, they showed pictures of the human, and like not that
they just get attached to him,
but like this is who we are, like
yeah.
Or, like on screen, like a statue of like the actual person or something.
That'd be really heartwarming.
Funny as fuck, yeah.
That'd be really heartwarming.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Because I mean, they have eyes, right? So the eyes are like the external to the body, so they could show on screen like we have an abrasion in this area.
Yeah,
like, get on it now.
He's just looking at his hand.
It was,
we need platelets right here.
It was great. I mean, that's the first thing they do is it's just like a knee scrape or something. But then it turns the knee scrape into utter life or death, with like the rows on rows of buildings that are obviously like the layers of the skin. And then like because of like the negative pressure of the wound or whatever, they show like the blood flowing out as like wind basically. So that was like, the way they keep everything like pretty 1-to-1, except for when they had to stretch it was cool. But I love that it turns a knee scrape into utter life or death. It's like
which was dope. It was almost like set up in a way where that's like early on, and then the last episode, one of my favorite moments was like the hemorrhagic shock. It's just like a nuke goes off, like they're just going around normal stuff and just like bruh, it just like ruins your freaking body. Like there's so much blood flowing out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much. There's so much blood. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't want to step.
No, it's just a cool metaphor to be like a disaster in a city for like is a disaster for your body kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
And they show the blizzard as in you're losing body temperature. You're completely losing homeostasis. But she doesn't give up, man. She never gave up.
Yeah, she was dope.
Which is funny because like the chick that she was mentoring knew the job like through and through, but the second like a wrench gets thrown into the spokes, she just kind of like spirals out of control.
Yeah.
And it's the chick that's ditzy that has to, slap her in the face, like, get the fuck up. We're still doing this. Like, there's still cells that need oxygen.
Yep.
Yeah, she had the experience.
Absolutely. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, they tie it together. Yep. It definitely got, like, exhaustingly cheesy at points. That's, like, my only gripe with the show, is, like, how stereotypical it could be. Like, how like, copy and pasted the lines felt sometimes, like, in neutral scenarios. But, like, whenever there was actually shit going on, it was entertaining. But there were low points, I think, is what I'm saying. But obviously,
I was gonna say,
show a fair amount. It's formulaic. Like every episode, you can basically predict exactly where it's gonna go. You're not gonna die.
Yeah.
They're gonna prevail eventually. Yeah, you're gonna prevail eventually. But I think they do like exactly what they set out to do, which is have a lighthearted show based on science. It's cool shit.
What types of circumstances would you guys like to see in the future of
That's what I was wondering. Like, I wouldn't mind like alcohol poisoning when they're throwing up. Like maybe
not even poisoning. It'd be funny if the body just got drunk and then they're all just lilting around. That'd be funny.
That would be hilarious.
If they're actually just like all drunk and then but nothing terrible happens, but they're all just like, or maybe eventually like they overdrink and it's like a vomit rocket instead of a sneeze rocket.
Yeah,
I don't know what I want to see.
I want to see more of the digestive tract area. Maybe some types of
diarrhea
problems going on there. I don't know.
Maybe something about the healthy bacteria in the body.
The healthy bacteria. That's what I was gonna say because up until now, all we've seen is bad bacteria. I mean, you have probiotics in your gut. All types of fauna and stuff that help digest stuff.
That would be cool. They just like look like monsters, but they're just helping out. There's
like freaking Arbiter.
Yeah, like the Arbiter. That'd be dope. I wish I was more. I don't know what would be a good creative freaking route.
Well, they have another whole season, so
they're
gonna find out very shortly. They can do quite a lot.
Maybe we're talking about stuff that's already been aired, so
could be. I don't know. Could be.
Yeah, sorry for the spoilers. If you wanting to watch season 2, and we're just accidentally spoiling the show for you.
We're spoiling it for ourselves.
It's all good.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we live the life. We're spoiled already.
No.
Yeah.
True.
Do you guys? I feel like we could talk about criticisms a little, like if we have just in the future, whatever, as a part of the format, like not to. I don't want to dog on it for too much, but.
No, I mean, if you have valid criticism, for sure. Like the only real thing that I would like for them to do, I mean, because like there's only up from here. I think they can totally expand the show, and I don't think that they're gonna take that idea of like making it half a slice of life and then the other half being inside the body. But that would be my ideal path. For the show, at least for longevity, because then you could start caring about auxiliary characters, and all that kind of stuff. And there's just like kind of like 2 different plot lines. He's just going for his prom or whatever, so like he's nervous and he's sweating a lot. You got stuff with the glands and all that kind of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. So basically, the inside out route. Yeah,
that would be dope.
Yeah.
I think my criticism would be. And it's hard from a creative perspective because I don't imagine how they would be able to pull it off. But how do they decide which cells are to personify and which cells to keep as? Because everything in your body is a cell, so they don't. But they have to choose which cells are
like obviously if they went like the Doom Eternal route and they just had like structures made of people. Like that would not be great. Like
I don't think so.
For the PG rating of the show, I don't think so. It's like
or for the viewing experience.
I don't think
that's necessary.
That's what I mean. Is like ruin everything. But anyway, so obviously you have to pick and choose, like you're saying. So that is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought some of the, like just when they were doing. I feel like every cell didn't need like a character moment or whatever. It was like. oh, I'm bad. I'm down bad. Now I'm dope. And it's like,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean about the formulaic. You can.
yeah,
I
it's a
totally agree with you.
yeah, like definitely the overall concept they execute, but it was like, okay, I know what's gonna happen, and I've kind of seen
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, I was definitely
like, especially when they introduce a new cell into the next episode or whatever. Like, if they introduced them within the first like 2 minutes, you knew that they were gonna have a character moment at the end of the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the most like boring episodes had to be I say most boring, like there were several boring ones, which is not true, but I think the whole arc of like the killer T cell like growing up and
That was not great.
Going through the academy.
Yeah, can we talk about how shitty that fucking test that they had to take was?
Yeah.
You just punch one board and you're a killer T cell. It's like, fam.
And if you
he
punch
couldn't
one
even
wrong
do
thing,
it.
you just get ejected.
Yeah, and he couldn't do it. He headbutted because the guy was just like, "Yo, it's behind you."
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. Ended up working out. He ended up being a solid killer T cell. But yeah, no, that episode was like kind of exhausting because it was like, I guess I don't really care about this character beyond like his like you're giving a one-dimensional character that's just like violent and angry and just like a tough guy, and like that's fine. That's like an okay character to have, but I don't really care about his backstory. Is all. Like obviously like. He struggled through tests and was kind of homies, but also enemies with the commander, and now they're fighting, but also close, and that's it. It's like, okay, thanks.
But the end of that episode when they like they're showing the photo album and they just start freaking out. That was a little funny.
That was funny. That was funny.
But...
And it was hilarious. The only redeeming, well, not the only redeeming, but basically the most redeeming part of that episode was the freaking dendritic cell just like in the background taking photos like a weirdo the entire freaking time. And I was like, oh well, I guess they kind of did this to explain the fact that like when he motivated the naive T cell earlier and like had all the photo albums of like his senpais being weak like he was.
Yeah.
I was like, I guess they kind of have to explain that one way or another. Like, how's he have the photos? I mean, they didn't have to.
I want to work
the way they did it.
I want to work where Daddy Dendrite works because he's got his own little treehouse, man.
Dude,
it's so serene.
Yeah.
So perfectly peaceful there.
It was a
cool.
Taking a lot of calls at the same time.
Cool alcove.
3 phones at once.
Lymph nodes.
What were you saying, David?
Lymphatic vessels.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It was cool how they did him. He was just sort of like he like knew everybody. He was like wholesome and stuff. And then it was like the hideout is like trees, which is kind of what dendrites look like, I guess.
Yeah.
So, like, the branches.
He looked like he looked like someone that worked at a hotel lobby.
Yeah, he was a big concierge
doorman
for sure. Yeah, doorman or concierge, something like that. Yeah. That's exactly how he operated. Actually, that's really funny. He's like the 911 operator and the concierge.
But he was so chill. He was super laid back.
Yeah, it was
and he looked fresh as hell in that green.
Oh yeah, okay. Dripping a little.
He looked fresh as hell.
Dripping a little.
Yeah.
Dripping just a little.
Just a little bit drip. Just a little bit of drip.
Yeah.
Any more criticisms for the show, or?
Not really.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest gripe, like I said, was that it was like super cheesy a lot of the time, and then that would go on for a little while, and I'm like, okay, I want something to happen. So, and then the conflicts did seem a little formulaic, and I also kind of felt bad of like, I want to see more shit happen, but this dude is just going through it right now. Like he's getting fucked up. So it was, I don't know. It's its slow points kind of dragged, and they were a little more frequent than I care for. But obviously, like I said, it was just fun, just a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I was thinking different parts of the show take place at way different times from each other. If that makes sense, like maybe a year will pass, and now he's having this problem with his body or whatever.
Yeah.
But back to the whole, the blood cells only live for 120 days, so the whole show would have to take place within 120 days. So
I think we're like overthinking that. I think
that's
probably one thing they have to bypass.
They would have to grow up. I don't know.
Yeah,
they just have to bypass that.
For the sake of the show, you kind of just gotta like let the allegory fall in certain places. Like you can't make it perfect and make a good show. So I agree with you that it was probably spread out. And not like over the course of 3 weeks or some shit.
Or like 24 where everything happens in a 24-hour span.
4 months, so yeah. Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
That's fun.
Before I forget, the fucking transition slides. That was my favorite part of the show because like Rocio and I we watched the whole thing together, and like I would just try to predict how they would say "cells at work." So when it would be like "cells at work," like the little playlist, and then the Killer T cell would be like "cells at work." Like,
yeah. And then, like there was one moment where he was like, I think the heat stroke episode where like the
hazmat
white blood cell was like exhausted, and so he's like, "Cells at work."
Cells. Yeah.
Like yeah. That
was my favorite part of the show.
Yeah. That was
a lot of fun.
It's a good one because a lot of anime kind of just like cop out on that. They just show like a still frame for like the transition in and out of commercial. But yeah, no, that was a cute one for sure.
I will say,
creative.
I think Demon Slayer has the best like mid episode transitions with the whole like stills of artfully drawn stills. It was so dope.
Yeah, I like My Heroes a lot. My Hero usually just flashes.
My Hero is cool. It just has shiny. The logo as
they're
the
nice
neon.
And shiny. Yeah, I love that logo though. And then Konosuba does the exact same thing that Cells at Work does with the different characters saying Konosuba. In between commercial and stuff. Yeah, that's a really
One Punch Man has another good one too.
Yeah.
One that comes to mind for me is Full Metal Alchemist. They just rely on the narrator to Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh yeah,
Metal Alchemist.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
That's an older one.
Sounds like the Super Smash Bros. Narrator.
Yeah, that definitely throws it back a little. Yeah, that's funny.
Throws it back.
Yes, bro. Definitely throws it back. It's a throwback. It's a throwback to older.
He throws it back.
That style, yeah.
He hears Cardi B's up and throws it back.
Narrator is throwing it back in the booth. But yeah, I'm ready to give a score, man. Yeah,
no, I think we covered everything that we wanted.
Yeah, definitely, it's a recommend for me.
Dope. What do you give it?
I would give it, keeping in mind that I like to give a range of stuff that's in the good range, and like a 5 is an average show that I'm not mad at. I'll give it a solid 7 because it was definitely good, well above average, well executed concept, fun, lovable characters. Yeah.
Do you guys agree with me that it's a little different from like your typical anime show, or?
Yeah. I mean, it's just in concept and in the learning aspect, like educational stuff. Yeah.
Dope.
I'd say.
It's hard for me to
give it, Alex.
I watch a lot of different bullshit, but yeah, I see where you're coming from with that.
Yeah. What do you give it, Alex?
I like the learning aspect. I like incorporating actual, real, long cell names and making it a show where it can make sense a little bit. I'm kind of with David. I don't think it's top tier, but I think it's in the upper mid tier. So I'll give it a 7.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've already said everything, good and bad that I felt about the show. So I'll be, quick and just say I agree with all that, and it's a 7 for me as well. Definitely.
I rated it on my Annie list as a solid 8. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Super wholesome, very, very lighthearted. I kind of needed that. So.
What I will say is I recommend it. It's still worth watching for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely worth watching. But yeah, it had its slow and weak points, but it also was super lovable, super cute. Intense when it had to be. So when it decided.
I'm very excited I'm very excited to see where they take the show in season 2.
Me too.
So.
Yeah.
Check it out.
We'll look forward to that whenever that show finishes up in 2 months, because they're on like episode 5 or 6. But
no idea. But
once that's done, we can probably jump back in and watch the second season for you guys. So.
And look forward to our next episode of Anime Box. I guess it would be the beginning of a new series in a way. A little. My Hero. Oh no!
Oh no! Just keep going. You're fine.
Yeah, a new mini series on the channel in a way. My Hero Academia, starting it, season 1.
Sir.
Fuck yeah!
I'm currently on episode 12, so I just need to start grinding. But
we're doing season 1 and 2 together.
1 and 2 together.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
just because I guess we'll just explain it to the audience. It's a little bit of a longer show. Obviously, it's like 90 episodes or whatever.
Just a bit.
So we're gonna be chopping it up a little bit, just so it's not like a highlight reel. Like we'll end up, if we watch all 4 seasons together and try to review it, it'll just be a highlight reel of, oh, I like when he did this. Oh, I like the tournament arc. I like all this, and we'll never get to the criticisms, and it'll be a 2-hour episode for no reason. So we're gonna chop it up and do seasons 1 and 2 together, and probably 3 and 4 separately. So it'll be like a 3-part series.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll be a 3-part series.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be like returning to it. You know, we had the Harry Potter stuff early on. It's kind of what I compare it to.
I miss doing that because I thought that was so much fun to do. Like when we would just check in.
Yeah, which I like. Yeah, check in on this. It'll be like, you know, getting it in there. Yeah,
True.
So I'm hyped for that. I got to rewatch.
Dope.
I just finished my rewatch, so you know, like a psychopath, I'm gonna now rewatch it again, but I'm gonna watch the English this time to compare.
Okay, please watch. Yeah, see what you think of it.
David is a huge fan of a lot of the English voice actors, and at first glance, I prefer the Japanese. So
absolutely,
we're gonna see. We're gonna freaking see.
We're gonna see.
We'll see it for the episode.
I have you know, a lot of recency with both versions as soon as we end up going across it. So that's definitely something that I, as a nerd, as I usually do, will bring up. So, so look forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I'm freaking excited because, like Trevor said, there's just so many good moments throughout the shows, and like stuff happens so fast and so consistently that like we would just end up skating past or like skimming over a lot of like valuable, entertaining, you know, stuff. So, gonna be a 3-parter. I'm excited because we'll be able to do deep dives into.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Maybe 3 parts will be too much for that kind of length. Maybe we'll have to do like for Brotherhood. I think we could probably just do it in one show, but that's a longer show as well. But you know, for these types of show like Hunter, we'll try to maybe make it a 4-parter because it's like 150.
Have to.
One thing I will say, you can look forward to these new types of anime reviews. But we're also coming up. We've reviewed some anime now. We've got some anime under our belt. We're coming up on a time where continuations of that anime is being brought out. So you can also look forward to in the future. Promised Neverland is one that's out. That's coming out.
Mob Psycho.
We'll be reviewing that. Mob Psycho. Attack on Titan. If we get to Attack on Titan.
Demon Slayer
War in the future. Demon Slayer.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
There's a lot of continuations
up that I wanted to
that's on our list. Yep.
Hit up as well.
Love is War season 3. Whenever that comes out.
Oh, you guys are making me so fucking excited! God damn it! I'm so pumped up.
It's my favorite show, so
I'm so ready. We get to watch all this shit and talk about it. Oh man,
we to do shows that like just came out. It's a hot thing now, you know.
Yeah.
Part of the anime community, as it were, and I'm just hyped. I'm just hyped because, of course, I love the show, but we're doing freaking Alex's number 1, boy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It was in all 3 of the people who've already watched or heard. Or actually, no, you didn't.
3 people.
You didn't put it in your top 10 because it's still going. That's what you said, right, David? Yeah. So anyway, it was in mine and Alex's top 10 at the very least, and you know, a developing one for David, and Trevor's liking it so far. So it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good.
David, did you say like the 3 shows that I wanted to watch the most when we were making that episode? Did we say that on the podcast? Because I like kind of freaked out when you told me.
Yeah.
Where the 3 shows that I was looking forward to was y'all's 3 top.
Yeah, and you didn't know
the top picks.
Yeah,
that's so dope.
Nutty.
Attack on Titan, Brotherhood, and
My Hero. Yeah. So I can't wait to get into our favorites. You know, a little bit of oldies, and then also the new stuff.
The newer. You got a shit ton of stuff to watch, so strap in and hopefully you guys enjoy the journey.
Yeah,
2021 is the year of anime.
It is taking over, man.
Yeah, and I think I think now it's time to shout out the socials because I was going to say we'll probably get, because we have all this planned out so that we can have people start doing watch-alongs and stuff like that. We'll try to, you know, at least on Reddit, I think, put up a thread of our scheduled anime and when those episodes will be coming out so people can keep up with us if they want to. And that would be fucking sick if they do. So, yeah. Look out for that. That's r/Unboxing Life Podcast, and then at Unboxing Life Pod on Twitter and Instagram, and then you can find all of our personal stuff through those accounts. So yeah, check us out.
Don't follow me. Follow the podcast. Podcast account. Don't follow me.
Yeah, if you want
to talk about my account.
If you want the podcast content, just follow the podcast stuff. Don't worry about it.
I'm just gonna keep posting Versio and I pictures. So don't follow me.
Nah, you guys are cute though. It's a good follow. Come on.
I got some quality content on there, so.
And then once the concerts start back up, you'll have that going as well.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So,
But anyways, we're getting way off track. So let's sign off for the beautiful people.
exciting. Thanks for watching. Been real. All right.
Finger guns. Fuck yeah.
Yep. I'm excited. You're excited. We're all excited. I love this. I love that we're doing it. I love you all. I love my brothers. I love my sisters.
Dang.
I love everybody.
All right.
That's Amo.
So
And I will say I'm also hyped, as I said, getting all fucking pumped up. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Anime Box, and I will say adios, everyone.
I think Alex said it the best. I think we're all very hyped for the new shows, and that's very exciting for me because I've been spending years hearing you guys talk about these shows, and I'm finally starting to catch up. So hopefully I'll have enough under my belt to consider myself a true anime fan. But put that out of the way. Peace out, baby.